Welcome to our recap. We've decided to do things a little differently today. If you notice,
Welcome
we have a
to
nice
our-
little fireside setting.
Well, yeah. It's too hot to have a
It's
fire.
too hot for a fire. Once it gets to winter, we will light the fire so you guys can have the nice ambiance as well.
Oh yeah.
What's in
First
my-
order of business.
First order of business.
What's in my pocketses?
I've had this in my pocket the whole time.
Okay, that's a full face
That's
lie.
a lie. It's a
What
remote
does
control car.
What is it? No, I think it's a helicopter.
Oh, it is the helicopter
I think
one.
so.
It's a helicopter controller.
Show 'em how it works.
No, I
Fly.
don't.
What?
I don't have enough batteries.
Anyways, we have a lot of toys in our house.
So that's what that was. If you guessed remote control helicopter remote, I'll be very impressed.
I was very close.
You
I was
were
very
very close.
close.
If you would have just said remote,
If I would
I
have just
might have
said
given it to
controller,
you. Yeah.
I was honestly thinking that, but then I was like, I was thinking Xbox controller, and I was like, you can't put an entire, that's too big of a pocket, first of all. Men's pockets are too big. No, hold on. Women's pockets are too small.
Okay.
Different conversation. Starting a podcast now.
Hey, yeah, don't
So-
take away
no,
my
no,
pockets
no,
just
sorry,
because
sorry,
you
sorry,
want
sorry,
bigger
sorry,
pockets.
Okay, you're right. Anyways,
Okay, I think first we didn't pick our class, so let's roll and
you
pick.
want to do that? I think, let's do this first.
You want to do this first? Okay.
Yeah. We do have to, we can roll to see who gets to go first. I'll have our D4s up here.
Okay, it'll be a 2.
3. I go first.
You have the hardest to read.
I do. I need to get new. First of all, second order of business. I need new dice.
I don't know if that's the problem. I think it's you.
I have pissed off some god or some luck trickster. I've pissed somebody off, and it's.
I mean, to be fair, I paid my dues. The first.
Yeah, you
barbarian fight.
didn't have great rolls, but you didn't have
I didn't have.
a billion nat
I
ones.
did not.
Lame. Anyways.
Yeah, let's go over the battle first, and then.
Okay. Yeah.
We always get so excited
We
to
do.
roll.
I just love rolling. Why do I love to roll?
So the first battle. The other thing is, it's been like 4 hours since we
Yeah,
did it
we
now,
did.
so we gotta think about it.
But yeah, so the first battle, I did like your backstory.
That was pretty. Yeah.
That was really fun. I do like setting the scene now that we have like a few battles under our belt and kind of have an idea of like maybe what this world is gonna look like. And so I think I like doing that. And maybe we'll also start like
Maybe doing some side quests or something.
yeah,
to
well, and
slowly-
like a lore document that we can
yeah.
update and stuff, and maybe put it up somewhere for
I'll
people
have to draw
like,
a map.
That's we definitely need a map. We need a capital city map and a world map. But no, I definitely liked what you did there. But the battle again, it was like the way that I created my character was to be melee, and I thought we were just gonna be whomping on each other. But I also forgot monks can move
So fast.
so fast. So again, like I keep ending up in these frustrating positions where you just run away and I can't find you. Come back here. This is a fight, dude. Let me fight you.
Now you know how I felt with the barbarian and the sorcerer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you started this. You didn't stand your ground when it was melee. So.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, well, you were just. Anyway, so I think it was still pretty fun. A little bit frustrating, but also I kind of forget that you can like hold your action, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stand here when you get close. I'm gonna hate you.
That was scary when you put a human head on a mace.
Again, I played like fun characters that I want you guys to root for, and Bob has played some pretty
Mean ones.
mean characters, and so I was like, I'm a fighter. I can go hard, and we went a little too far. We got a little too.
Back it up, Greg. Back it up.
Take it back.
They're an arena fighter, not a mass murderer.
Nelly is I think 100% a mass murderer.
Well, so is this like her actual character, or is this just like a persona she puts on?
I think this is her.
Her? Okay.
I think this is her. Like, she grew up. She also, her intelligence, her wisdom, and her charisma are all -1, and so it's not like she's like smart or anything, or like I think again, it's like she kind of doesn't really pick up on social cues. She doesn't like, and she grew up in like a warrior society where she was always at the bottom, and so like she kind of had to become ruthless to like survive, and like that's all she really knows, and so like she's kind of like dead on the inside, and she's like, this is what I do, this is what I know. Like it's not even like for her, she's not like, oh, I'm being evil.
Oh yeah. Well, I
she's
mean,
like,
is any evil person? Do they say I'm going to be
that's
evil?
A good point. That's a good point. But for her, it's not even like, oh, I'm doing something good or I'm doing something bad. It's like, this is what I do.
Okay.
This is what I do. I kill people.
I mean, that is interesting. That I think this is the first time we've had a forced fighter against a forced fighter.
Yeah, which is fun.
Which is interesting.
Which is definitely very interesting. But yeah, I think it was very. I did like the battle. I kind of did like putting a head on a mace.
That was pretty silly.
It was very. Because like again, part of it was like, how do I get you to come to me? Like I need to piss you off so that you come to me.
Well, and I do think your grapple idea would work better if I wasn't
invisible.
Well, and a monk.
And a monk,
I can just do a lot of. You can hit me with a lot of attacks, and then I just do the same thing. There's no.
Yeah.
If you grabbed a sorcerer or a.
Oh yeah, you could just.
Yeah, they just can't get away, and then you get a lot of attacks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then when you went invisible, that is
a killer.
I've never played a monk. I would love to play a monk, and I didn't even know that.
Well, none of my monk. I guess what level does it happen at? That's the real question, because that's
another thing. Yeah, like nobody's ever just been like, I'm invisible. Like that doesn't seem.
Yeah, I mean it's 18th level. So
yeah, that's okay. That's pretty high level. So. Yeah, but that's killer. If you could just, and the thing is, it's not concentration, so it's not even like if I hit you and do enough damage, you lose it. It's just like you're just invisible.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, my key makes me invisible.
What? So that was wild. Which that is what saved you, I think, because I had disadvantage, and I get crits on 18 through 20.
Yeah,
and I could have crit. Not a lot because I rolled like garbage. But there was
I could have crit one extra time, okay?
But yeah, that like when I did roll, it was like, okay, well, I did roll an 18, but I take this 3 instead. And so
well, what's kind of interesting with these higher level characters is crits don't matter as much.
They don't, yeah. You don't do that much more damage on a crit.
Right. It's more like if you get the hit, then your +5 is
the real, yeah.
I mean, especially I don't know if when you're using the 10-sided dice, then that's about the average. But if you were using something that uses a 6-sided dice,
at +5, is going to be better. Yeah, my javelins, it was a D6, and so it was like, well, I get a +5 to this, so I'm going to do more damage on my modifier than anything else.
Any other notable moments?
The 200 nat ones I rolled.
We already talked about that.
The nat ones and then the double nat one that I rolled.
The double nat ones. Well, so the double nat one, it was a
for
1.
Disadvantage, which is.
Well, it was you rolled a 1 on the previous throw,
and then I rolled 2 nat ones.
Well, no, and then with that one you rolled a 1 for
losing your weapon. Losing my weapon.
And then you rolled 2 nat ones after that. That's 4 in a row. That's
absolutely ridiculous. That should never happen.
That's nuts.
That should never happen. You saw here, folks. I made history.
Oh, man.
What is that?
400 times 20 is 8,000. Times 20 is 16,000.
What would it be? 20 times?
Times 20 times 20 times 20. So 4 20s.
1, 2.
Blaze it.
3, 4.
160,000.
160,000 chance.
160,000.
And it couldn't be for the 20s. It had to be the nat ones. Lame. Okay. We don't have to talk about that anymore, I guess. We can talk about
I'm going to bring it back up.
I'm going to bring it back up. Every single recap we do, I'm going to be like, do you remember? Okay,
yeah,
so...
if I ever complain about bad
rolling
rolls,
it out, I'm like, do you remember that one time?
You do not have that bad of rolls.
Okay, so my character, it was a fighter. I went a little bit cliche with this build. I went half orc fighter, a little bit obvious, but I've never played a fighter, and I do think there is a lot of good that fighters can do, especially in groups. fighters can just deal. I mean, I got 4 attacks. That's insane. That's a good amount of attacks. Action surge, if you can.
Pause. Bandito! No! Those are shoes.
That's little Bandit.
Bandito! This is Bandit.
Little Bandit. He is the puppy we are babysitting.
He was trying to chew on a shoe.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
But yeah, so I built a very cliche fighter. There are some choices that I had to make. Also, a lot of the choices that I made, I was like, let's just make this as easy as possible. I've been playing spellcasters, and I'm like, I
don't want to do it anymore.
I want to be a melee character. I've never played a fighter, and I do like how like simple and easy it is. If you're like looking at getting into D&D, fighter is, I think, 100% a wonderful way to go. And even if you end up playing the character for a long time, there's a lot you can do with them. So I took. As a fighter, you get 3 options for your martial archetype: champion, battle master, and eldritch knight. So eldritch knight is where you get to like cast spells. It's not like a lot or anything. It's a lot like the arcane trickster.
Oh, okay.
But I've had players who played eldritch knights, and I like them. But again, I was like, I don't want to deal with spells. I don't want to have to do any of that. So I didn't do that. And then battle master is where you get like your superiority die and stuff like that. And again, that just seemed like a lot of work.
I think there is some really cool stuff you can do with it.
There is some really cool stuff with that, but I just kind of wanted to hit things. I wanted a character who could just hit things. And so I went with champion as my archetype. But you still get like...
We might have to do a losers
stuff.
bracket so we can do stuff like the the dwarf barbarian.
I would love to
versus-
see this fighter versus your barbarian. I think that would be really fun. But like improved critical, so you get a crit with a 19 or 20. And by 15th level, it's...
Bandit! No! God, jeez.
Got it.
Okay.
I'll
go yell at him for chewing on the shoe later. I thought he was going to knock the camera over with it.
Yeah, so as like by 15th level, your crits are 18 through 20. The Survivor 2 was also really nice. That kept me alive for so long. That was you get HP 5 plus your Constitution modifier.
That is good.
Which is like...
It doesn't sound like a lot, but 9 a
9,
turn.
yeah. And I could have bumped my Constitution up to a 20 instead of an 18 and gotten a plus 10. Yeah. Which is still an extra HP. And like if you were not a monk who could hit me 4 times, like hitting me once, like
well, I mean 10 doesn't sound like a lot, or 9, but it's every turn.
It's every turn.
So 5 turns later, you have 45 more HP.
Yeah, and if you don't hit me and knock my HP down, I could get up back to 100 HP. So, or 100% HP. So that was definitely really nice. And then my fighting style, I could have also chosen some different things with the fighting style. So by level 20, you get 2 fighting styles. And I chose dueling because I was like, it's the arena.
Yeah.
Like, that just kind of makes sense. And I think even, like, as her backstory, dueling is pretty much you get to add +2 to your damage rolls, which is, like, I feel like would fit her. And then defense, because my dexterity I could have bumped my dexterity up a little bit, but I took defense because it gives you a +1 to your AC.
Okay.
Which is nice, just in general.
Well, I mean, that extra damage, like we were saying, if you have a 5 and then +2, that's +7. That's
across the board.
It's better than any dice roll you can do.
Pretty good. So yeah, and then I took some feats. This is probably something I do. Pretty much tough and lucky are kind of my go-to for the arena.
She's stuck in a rut.
I am. I know. But every time I look through the feats, I'm like, plus 48 HP. Like, I can't say no to that. And it actually might be plus 48 HP. And then luck, you just can't be. My luck.
It didn't help.
Maybe I will not take lucky next time because it did not help me this time. And then I took savage attack, which let me, when I did 2-hand, do like more damage. I think I could re-roll the dice. So I think fighter, I actually really enjoy this character, and I would probably enjoy playing a character like this for like a campaign?
I think it would be hard though. So the hard thing to say is if I would like her or not in a campaign is that they're level 20.
That's,
So, yeah,
they
I
get
would
so
love
much
any
stuff.
of this.
Yeah,
This is great.
that is true. But I think
we usually
even
play level 5 or
Yeah.
maybe level 10
up
characters.
to level 10,
and
yeah. I still think, I mean, I wouldn't have the double fighting style, but I would still have, like, you get action surge at 2nd level.
Oh, okay.
And then extra attack at 5th level. So by 5th level, you can do 2 attacks. And then at 11th level, you can do 3. And then it's level 20 is when you get the extra attack. The ridiculous amount of attacking. But still, like...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good still. It's just...
Yeah.
It's
and
hard
I think
for
I've,
me.
like, had a lot of characters... Bandit, you're very cute, but that's my shoe. Okay. What you shouldn't let your puppy do.
It's not our puppy, though, so...
That's true. That is my shoe, though.
Your shoe. Sorry, Bill and Andrea. Who are teaching your dog to chew on shoes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I like the fighter. I'd probably play a fighter in a campaign.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Well, so I know I min-max both stats every time. I was
You always
thinking...
min-max. You're a min-maxer. It's hard for me not to
Well,
min-max.
so this time I extra min-maxed. I did 20 wisdom, 20 dexterity, 18 constitution, and then 8s on everything else.
Yeah, okay.
And well, one of the reasons I did that is I thought it fit his
Character.
backstory.
Yeah.
He's not like... I was thinking I might need to bump up charisma because part of his
He has
backstory
been,
was that
that's
he
true.
was
But I mean, I think you can be like evangelical with what you do,
Right,
not necessarily
yeah.
like speaking.
Yeah.
So I feel like it could be, or you could like have flyers, you know, you could do cool stuff and be like, oh wow, you're cool. You're like,
Don't talk to me.
read this, Tom. He took a vow of silence like a long time ago for a while.
And then the real choices for monk is kind of cool. You have just like a straight fighter monk, which is Way of the Open Hand, which is what I decided to go with. The other one is like a stealthy fighter, which is Way of the Shadow, which I think would be really cool in a campaign if you were doing maybe a campaign with rogues and or if doing a lot of sneaking around and you didn't want to be a rogue. You could do a shadow monk and that would be really cool. But I know you guys haven't seen it because the files got corrupted, but
We're filming tomorrow.
we did do the wizard versus ranger.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be a sneaky guy again. And then we did the rogue versus the bard where you were doing a lot of sneaking. It was kind of the same thing as how you
We're
felt
here to
with,
test other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to just
We kinda
keep
wanna
sneaking
test,
around.
Yeah, we want to test.
And then the other one is the Way of the Four Elements, which is... I think if you did Way of the Four Elements in a campaign, it'd be really good because you could test out all these different... So every time you level up, you get to choose a new... it's kind of like a spell.
Yeah.
So you choose one of the ways, and that lets you do a spell. So like the Way of the Flames of the Phoenix, you can spend 4 key points to cast Fireball.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, I mean, you can do all this stuff,
Heck
but
yes.
every time you level up, you can also switch any of these in and out as long as you meet the level requirement for it.
Yeah.
And so I think if you played a long campaign, you could really narrow down what situations...
You would need for like...
And then
that.
The hard part is that you have to think ahead because you can't switch it back until you level up. It's not
again,
like being a wizard or...
Where you can like keep switching
Yeah.
it. It's like, oh, we leveled up. What does our future look like? I can take Fireball or I can take...
Yeah, I mean, one of
maybe
these other
something,
things.
yeah.
And I think you would figure out the ones where you go, these are my...
Key ones.
Th-
This is
this
what
is
I
what I need.
always need.
Yeah.
And then this is what I think I'm going to need in the future.
And I didn't take that for the same reason as you. I was tired of spells. And this is like spells, but add another
Even harder.
layer of
Yeah, like
complication on it.
different,
And I was
yeah.
like, I am...
Hey, we're just here to hit things, okay?
I just wanted to hit
I just want to
things this
hit
time.
things, man.
And so, I mean, the way of the open fist, the open hand technique,
It's
good.
It was good. Sometimes the classics work, man.
it makes you use flurry of blows all the time,
Yeah.
but it's cool. And then the wholeness of body where you get to heal yourself for 3
that
times
was a
your
lot of
monk
health for
level.
you to
That's good.
like heal. That's
Just
a
in
very
one-
good, yeah.
That's
Even though it's once per short rest, that's still.
I think it's long rest, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, long rest, but still, like, that would be killer.
Yeah.
Like in a campaign,
That's good.
you could just
Heal back up. And then.
And I guess it really was only as good because we're level 20. But still, like if you're level 5,
I mean,
you get
like
15.
as you level up more, that's going to look cute on the video.
That's gonna be very cute.
As you level up more, you'll be fighting.
That's,
like I
that's
think
true.
it matches you.
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point.
And then, so it'd be cool in a campaign is you have tranquility. So, beginning at 11th level, I can do a meditation during my long rest, and then it casts the Sanctuary spell on me, which I believe, if I remember, I read it, but it's something like. I'll just read it straight out. I don't want to.
Yeah, and then somebody in the comments like, that's actually not what that does.
So it's you ward a creature within range against attack. So this is you can only cast it on yourself. So it's not a creature, but it's you. Until the spell ends, the creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. The spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area of effect, such as the explosion of fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell, the affects an enemy or deals damage to another creature, the spell ends. So it would have been.
It was not like super great for.
Yeah, so if I was gonna say that I did it
like in the.
Yeah, but
holding, yeah.
We could never reach each other within. I was always the first one initiating, so it didn't.
True. Yeah,
and it's spells, right?
Yeah, and I just had 0 spells.
You didn't have any spells, so like it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Yeah.
But if I fight a spellcaster, that could matter for the first round or maybe 2 until I decide to attack.
Yeah.
So that's really good, and then. What was it? So I didn't do this, but I don't know how. So it's called the Quivering Palm, and at 17th level, you gain the ability to set up lethal vibrations in someone's body. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 3 key points to start the imperceptible vibrations, which last for a number of days equal to your monk level. The vibrations are harmless unless you use an action to end them. To do so, you and the target must be on the same plane of existence, whatever. When you use this action, the creature must make a Constitution saving throw. If it fails, it is reduced to 0 hit points. If it succeeds, it takes 10d10 necrotic damage. You can only have 1 creature under the effect of the spell at any time.
That's crazy.
That is so crazy. So like I was thinking,
because you could hit me with an unarmed attack, do Quickening Palm, and then next round take it off, and I would have to do a Constitution saving throw,
or you're dead, or take 10d10.
Which is.
So you do have to. I mean, you do have to spend 3 key points. It's a lot.
But still.
Well, and I was thinking if you were just beating me up, I was gonna do this and then make it where if I got close to 0, I was just gonna do this and just be like, and never mind, I win.
You're
Uno reverse card.
You're dead.
Dang. So I took that as like my back.
That is, that's something to have in your back pocket in case something.
Yeah, I mean, it does take an action also to withdraw it, so it's only really 5d10 damage per round or turn if you're doing it back to back to back
over
and
over again.
But still a lot. But they also have to.
And it's the Constitution
they have to save every single time. If you ever fail, you're 0.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is pretty crazy. Dude, I want to do a high-level character campaign.
Yeah, the problem is, I think in playing actual Dungeons and Dragons, it's hard to have enough enemies. If you have,
I think you can, because I've looked at some of the books and there's some pretty nasty stuff.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying is that every single
battle
would be like a 3-day ordeal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
But it could be a cool. It could be a cool campaign if you did level 20 characters and everybody just wanted to
fight.
Well, I mean, do some long story sessions and then
hit a.
Make it so you don't really do random encounters because random
Random
encounters
encounters are
won't matter to you.
Here's 4 goblins. Okay,
Yeah.
we're level 4. Just absolutely stomp them. Level 20, we'll absolutely stomp them. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know,
the other
it's
thing
just
is
so much
level
fun
20
stuff.
is like a world level hero.
Yeah. So that's
getting
I think,
all 5
like,
world level heroes together in a party is
I
crazy.
still think I think it'd be cool to do like a world of like heroes, you know.
Oh, so everybody's just
So not like everybody, but it's like, yeah, like you're still level 20, which is high, but like this entire world is Turesks and dragons and like you don't have like the 4 level goblins.
Yeah.
Like everybody's already like maybe it's like another plane of existence where
Right.
like once you hit level 15, you kind of get the pass to the like high level and like people below that can't go there because you
Right.
just die. Like you can't live on this world like so instead of like goblins it's like dragons, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
low
the
like
low
yeah that's
character.
the low characters.
Other than that, I guess I didn't talk about my backstory
Yeah.
much. I was trying to think of, so really I don't know if I explained it very well in my backstory during that, but kind of my idea for their group is that they want to make everybody in their section believe in one god, and then once they believe that they can come and attack the Empire then they can take out the Empire and completely destroy their gods because their army doesn't believe
in the
in
other
the other gods. So once you kill everybody off,
Interesting.
then you win. And it's kind of, my thought about it is that it's the ultimate revenge for this,
their
this
society.
because they got their land taken over, they got kicked out. And so because they're wood elves and they lived for so long, they decided that they could
outlast.
and then
yeah.
do a big attack and really
do damage.
do damage.
Oh god.
All right. If Bandit's ever back here again, we're gonna have to set up a camera here, pointing that way, so you guys can just see
what Bandit does. Bandit.
I was really trying to figure out how to explain my backstory without, like, I was trying to do it in person again.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
kind of
just
hard to do.
needed
You need
info
you need this
understand.
information. Yeah, we'll get a lore doc or something going because we need to
Yeah.
remember all of this stuff because I've also made up like stuff too,
Yeah.
like the brands and stuff. Like
Right.
that was just completely made up. So
Well,
we'll
then
definitely try to keep it
Maybe we'll do some just one-on-one.
like D&D and or like your.
Well, so
DM
I was
and I'm-
thinking just like straight on talking to the camera in person or
in
in character or something
like as like
about
more story or something.
Yeah, maybe you're telling a story, one of
Yeah.
your stories
Oh,
in
like,
character.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Interesting.
And I think the other thing is Grace and I are working on our role play. I think we have a semi good grasp. I would have said before we started doing this, I would have said we had a very good grasp of the rules. But every time I edit, I'm like,
Did we do that wrong?
geez,
We
we
did
broke the
something
rules.
wrong. Yeah.
But I also think one of the parts of it is that when you're a DM, like watching people, it's easy to pick out when they're breaking the rule. When you're in the moment,
That's true.
you don't have the objective.
Yeah, you're playing a character and trying to be a DM kind of at the same
Yeah.
time a little bit. And I mean, like the other thing is, like, when we get to, what have I played? I played a rogue, like in real life, and in real D&D.
I am a rogue. I am a burglar. So that's what I do for my living.
Dude, you going to see my stat sheet? But in real life, I played a rogue. I played a wizard for a little bit. I'm now playing a bard. There's one other thing that I think I've played.
Druid?
I only played druid and pathfinder.
I thought you played.
Oh no, yeah, with Bob and Melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a druid, but we got up to like 3rd level. Like it wasn't very. So a lot of the characters you've played, I haven't played, so I don't know the rules for your characters for me to be like, is that right? I don't think that's right.
Well, but I also think it's one of those things. If I was like a DM and I saw a monk say something about so.
You would have them.
I
read it 'cause you
remember
don't
I already messed this up in the first battle.
Great.
So for the Flurry of Blows, I said it wasn't a bonus action, but I missed the very last 2 words are as a bonus. Or the last 3 words are as a bonus action. And I think it's also because we're doing it on camera. I want to try to like skim through real quick
it,
and make sure.
But I mean, I think that's kind of like part of the fun of D&D for me is like you don't have to keep every single rule perfectly.
Yeah, you don't have to do it perfect.
It's all about storytelling and having fun. Like with the kids that I DM on Wednesday, I just let them do. I try to figure out if they want to do something crazy and dumb. I'm like, well, there's no rule for that. Like one kid wanted to cook bacon, and I was like.
1 second, let me get my book out.
Yeah, like the DM's manual has to say something about cooking bacon. And I was like, how do I make you roll for this? Or like, so it's just like, you can make up rules and then like, if you miss a rule,
you rules
it's
lawyers
not,
out
like,
there in the comments. What page is it? Cook bacon.
Give me the page that you can cook bacon in the DM's guide. Or, but yeah, so I think even though you miss like some stuff, it's still about having fun and. Okay, so you missed it. I'm not gonna get mad. We have to rebuild.
Well, I mean, and one of the other things is that what's nice is that neither one of us have played the character that is always winning.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This might get rough if it was just like, God, Grace just beats
win
me
again,
every
and
time.
Again. Got him. But yeah, I also think that's like, part of it is like, if we played again, it could be different.
Right, yeah.
Like it could change, like just, or if I made an Eldritch Knight, like I could be, so it's not even like.
Well, I mean, that was one of the things I was thinking about with our premise of this is to say what's the best arena character.
We would have to play every single like.
Don't worry, guys. We've got about 8 years of content just going through the core rule
just
books.
through the core rule books.
To figure out which of these is the best.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think now at this point it's like, we're just playing to have fun. I would have liked to like been like, oh yeah, we now know for sure, like this character or this is like the best, class to play. But even now, I'm like, if I had done something different, if you had done something different,
then also
even
it's
the rolling is there's so much customization. That
yeah.
We could play again. We could play for 8 years just with this book. Because also like all of the feats and stuff. Like there's.
And I mean, we're doing like the most basic.
Yeah,
It's just fighting another person in an arena.
I mean, doesn't even include roleplay. Doesn't include like anything else. So I think when we said we're going to try to find the best class, we're here.
That was bold of us.
Hey, you live and you learn.
Oh, I will say one other thing that I really liked about Monk is that I don't know what level it is. Oh, first off, I was really hoping that I could get up some tall stuff because I have slow fall, so
you could just like fall down. You don't. Fall.
I can reduce damage by 5 times my Monk level fall damage, so I can.
You can literally fall off a mountain.
Yes, not get hurt.
You can fall off a mountain.
As a level 20, it's just like
5 times your Monk level.
That's 100. That's 100.
I think
it's above the cap. Yeah.
I was gonna say there's a cap for how much fall damage you can take. That's wild.
Oh, I don't remember where it was, but Diamond Soul. So at 14th level, if you can make it to 14th level with the Monk, you have proficiency in every saving throw.
That is also insane.
Which is nuts. Like,
insane.
If I fight a wizard or like one of these spellcasters that makes you do a bunch of saving throws,
doesn't matter.
You're good.
I have proficiency in all of it. And by 6th level, what's the proficiency bonus? It's a pretty good bonus.
It's 14th level. So
so 14th level, but still, I think it's a +5.
Yeah, it's a +5. Yeah, that's you get to add 5 to every saving throw. That's killer.
That is wild. Also, the know every language.
Oh yeah, the know every
wild.
language one is the tongue of the sun and moon. Starting at 13th level, you can touch the key of other minds so that you understand all spoken languages. Moreover, any creature that can understand a language, you can understand what they can understand what you say.
That's insane.
Absolutely. Yeah, so
wild.
I mean, I think the Monk is a very underrated.
I want to be a monk so bad. I knew that I always wanted, that was one of the ones that I've always teetered on, and I've always gone with something else. And now, I'm gonna be a monk.
Well, I mean, and one of the reasons I really like the Paladin. Paladin is my favorite class. It might be getting getting rocked, but you get to work with a religion and that has ground rules, and then you can really build a character off that nicely.
That is nice, yeah. Which is what you did here.
Which is what I did here. I did it, and I was like, oh, this is a
I'm done.
This is a different Paladin.
By the end of
I found a new Paladin.
Okay, so I think we said in the beginning that our favorite, for me, it's a Druid, which also we haven't played a Paladin or a Druid yet, which is wild. But I think maybe at the end of this we have to sit down and pick a new favorite.
new
Or
favorite.
you don't have to pick a new
You
one.
have to.
You can't. But
Sorry, your favorite is
just-
no longer
sorry,
druid.
you can't. You have to pick another one. But I think we could sit down and be like, here's our new favorite. Maybe we can rank them. Well, rank the ones that we played. Thank you. But yeah, I think I don't know. I liked Fighter. I wouldn't say he's up there with my.
He's not a druid. Yeah.
He's not a druid, but it was fun.
Before we forget, we do have to roll. Okay, so I believe it. Yeah, it's a D4 now.
We're down to.
I won, so I'm gonna go first. Yep. And so if it's a 1,
it'll be a cleric. 2 is druid. 3 is paladin. 4 is warlock. You got a 1. You're a cleric.
Cleric.
I hope I get a 4. I want us to play a paladin.
Oh yeah, a paladin versus druid.
Versus druid. Come on, baby. Come on, give me that 4. That's a 4! Let's go.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cleric versus warlock.
Dude, that's so
That
weird.
is wild.
That
Okay,
is
so
crazy.
also the reason that we kind of started doing this is we were like, we didn't have something going on like a Saturday night or something,
Yeah.
and we were like, what should we do? And I was like, why don't we just fight 20 level characters? And for us, it was like, I love druid, so I'm gonna make a druid. And Bob was like, I love paladin, so he made a paladin. And we sat down and battled, and was like, this is really fun. We could do something with this. So we've already like sort of played druid versus paladin, and to end up back at that for the end is gonna be.
All right.
The question is, do I play paladin, you play a druid, or do we?
Here's what we're gonna do.
Flip
Let's
a
roll
coin
right
for
now.
it right now.
We'll say odds. We stay the same. Evens we're different, but let's not react, and we're not
Okay.
gonna tell them.
Okay, until
But
we
we'll
sit
know.
down.
We'll
So
know.
odds is I'm a druid, you're a paladin.
Yes.
Evens is I'm a paladin.
Yes.
Okay. Roll it up there. I don't know if the camera will catch it. You have to blur it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we will. I guess see you. We'll see you.
Well,
for
first
the,
off, we got before we get to the end,
some
we
stuff
got
coming in. Yeah.
3 more episodes. Because we have the one we forgot, and then forgot.
We did not forget.
We did it. I promise. It just got
corrupted.
got corrupted.
We're still new at this, man.
and then we have
this one,
and then
we have the final, which is going to be.
So 3 episodes from now, you'll get to see
us fighting.
Our favorite
Our
characters.
favorite characters, yeah. Whether it's our favorite or the other person's favorite.
All right, well,
All right.
see you later.